Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Today is Monday, March 10th, 2025. Back with another episode. Thank y'all again for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I always say that, but I don't think y'all really grasp what I'm saying when I say that. I really do appreciate y'all. Because I enjoy doing this. It ain't just for the money because the money done fell off. So it ain't just for the money. I enjoy knowing that y'all enjoy what I'm doing. No matter how much I get paid, knowing that y'all enjoy this, that y'all look forward to me coming on. That kind of, I ain't gonna say kind of, it does mean a lot to me. So even when YouTube on their BS, even with the trolls and the haters, the support y'all give me keep me going. So I'm gonna keep doing my best to give you content that you can do something with in some form or fashion. If I was a joke teller, I'd be on here telling jokes or whatever, but that ain't what I do. Some of the stuff might be funny to you, but I'm not trying to be funny. I just have a comedic wit, I guess. I don't know. But again, I just want to tell y'all I'm grateful. Not just thanking you for showing up, but I'm grateful. And I appreciate y'all. And let me see, what else can I say? I don't want to be all cheesy or none of that. Like I'm finna start crying and the violin playing in the background while I'm talking to y'all. No, it ain't gonna be none of that. Just know I'm grateful for everything. So now let me get on to this topic. As the title says, we're living in some dangerous times around some dangerous people. Dangerous times and dangerous people. Dangerous situations. The entire world seems like it's gone crazy. So I need y'all to be careful. Be careful about what, Big Ward? I'm glad you asked, but let me get to it. You know you need to be careful when you're going outside. You live in a bad neighborhood. You need to be careful of, the people around you, the surroundings. Pook and Ray Ray over there shooting dice, they're arguing. You need to be careful, make sure them pew-pews don't come out. Pew-pew, You need to be careful. You need to be careful when you at the light and you see a bunch of some guys standing around don't look so, like they're up to something. You need to be careful. There's so many things in this world you need to be careful about that can cause you harm, that can put you in danger, to have your life in jeopardy if you're not being careful. But there's one thing above everything else in this world that you need to be careful about. That's more dangerous to you than Pookie and Ray Ray, Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-un, Xi over in China, or y'all that think Donald Trump is want to be a dictator, so it's more dangerous to you than Donald Trump. There's one thing I need y'all to be careful about more than anything else. Now, I need you to be careful about a lot of the stuff I just said. The world in general. The dog running the street with foam coming out of his mouth. And you don't know who dog that is. And his head bigger than mine. You need to be careful about that dog, right? But that still don't equal up to what I'm about to tell you that you need to be careful about. That would destroy you quicker than anything in your surroundings. That would destroy you quicker than if Vladimir Putin dropped a nuke on us. It's more deadly and more dangerous to you and me than any type of pandemic, than any illness that we've ever experienced on this planet. You need to be careful of this more than any of that. If you're in the grocery store and there's this man in there and he got blood coming out of his eyes, and he's coughing and sneezing everywhere, you see snot shooting out his nose and fire shooting out his ass. Yes, you're going to be careful of that man, and you're going to avoid him by any means necessary. But what I'm telling you, you need to be careful of is more dangerous than that man with fire shooting out of his ass and blood coming out of his eyes. And he coughing and sneezing all over the produce in Walmart. That, my friends, that you need to be careful of more than anything on this planet, because it will destroy you quicker than anything on this planet if you're not careful, and that is your power of choice. Be careful of the choices you make. 99.9% of the problems we experience throughout our lifetime are based on our own choices. The other 0.9% of whatever left over, it'll be stuff that's out of your control, like the economy. So you ain't working like me because of the economy. I have no control over that. That ain't got nothing to do with my power of choice. Certain other things, like what they putting in the air that we breathing, you ain't got no control over that. You just got to deal with it. You can vote. You can go down to the city council meeting. You can do this, that, and the other. Ain't going to make no difference. You ain't got no control over that. But what you do have control over is also the most deadliest thing you'll deal with. Your choices. If you don't be careful in what you choose. Be careful. Keep a vigilant eye, a watchful eye on your mind and your thoughts and what it's telling you to do. Your choices. Nothing has destroyed a man or a woman more than their own choices. For example, I told y'all about an ex of mine. Her sister. 2 sons. One of the sons chose to fight his mom. And as a result, he lost his life. His younger brother popped him for jumping on their mom. And he had done it numerous times. And the boy told him, "You're going to stop fighting my mama." This young man made a choice. He wasn't careful with his choices. And he made a choice to fight his mom again. And he's no longer here because of a choice he made. Had he not made that choice, he'll still be here. See, we ain't talking about dying of natural causes. You ain't got no choice on that. Because we all gonna die one day. That you have no choice. But you do have a choice in saying, I'm not gonna die like this. You don't know how you're gonna die. But there's some choices you can make to say, hey, like me, I know for a fact, I don't know how I'm gonna die. I don't know when I'm gonna die. But I know it ain't gonna be riding a motorcycle. You feel me? I'm not riding no motorcycle. I know I won't be dying bungee jumping. don't know how I'm going to die, but I know how I'm not going to die because of some choices that I'm not going to make. I'm not going to choose to skydive. I'm not going to choose to ride a motorcycle. So them two ways there, I can guarantee you, I'm not down like that. Even though I know I got to go one day, you got to be careful about your choices, ladies and gentlemen. Another example. A friend of mine just lost his son because he chose, allegedly, I don't know the whole story, but he lost his life because he chose, from what the streets are saying, I don't know this to be the truth, to put his hands on a woman. And that woman's brother offed him for beating his sister. One day you're here, baby, and the next one you're gone. Based on you not being careful with your choices. I had a friend of mine chose to go swimming, even though the red flag was up on the beach. You guessed it, he's no longer here. He wasn't careful with his choices. Be careful with this right here. What it's telling you to do. You got to watch you like a hawk. You ever seen that commercial where the lady, she driving in the car, she sees some guy walking across the street. She lock her door in order to protect herself. And she keep driving. She sees some more guys. She roll the window up. She sees some more guys. She grab a pistol, put her hand and hold her purse and have a pistol in her hand. She protecting herself from all these outside problems. And then she go home. She locked the door. She got 10 locks on her door. Click it, click it, click it, click it, click it, click it. Lock all the doors. So she feels safe. She's protecting herself from the hoodlums out there in the street. She protected herself from them gangsters out there walking across the street. She protected herself from anybody kicking her door in because she got 10 locks on her door. She's protected. She's safe. Then she go sit on the couch and fire up a cigarette. Life is crazy, ain't it? She done protected herself from everybody else except from herself and her choices. She worried about Pookie and Tyrone and Ray Ray and all them boys. And whoever else she worried about. She worried about Bin Laden. Well, Bin Laden dead. She worried about Putin. She worried about Trump. She worried about this. She worried about that. Go right in the house and fire up a long Newport. 50 King. And drag that bitch down to the ashes on it this long. She forgot to protect herself from herself in those damn choices. I told y'all be careful of the choices you make. A lot of y'all are protecting yourself from everything and anything except the main thing you need to protect yourself from. Nobody can do you more harm than you and them goddamn choices. How many of y'all can say, like me, that the majority of the ish I done been in was because of choices I made? Not because of Gwen, not because of Bridget, not because of Ned, not because of Ann, but because of Big Ward. Taking his choice for granted. Thinking you're going to have a mulligan, a do-over. A lot of times, we can bounce back from bad choices, but it ain't guaranteed. So therefore, I'm telling you and me to be very, very careful of our choices. Don't just be out here all willy-nilly just making choices, making decisions with no careful thought. Put thought into your choices. Weigh out all the possibilities. If I put my hands on this woman, I can go to jail, or worse, I can go to hell from somebody putting me in the ground. Think about all that before you put your hand on that woman, fella. My work's slow. I'm talking about me now. I know how to move them things. You know my story. I told you my history. Work slow. I got bills out the ass. YouTube tripping. I love to have nice things, to have a nice life. I'm tired of struggling. Now it's time for Big Ward to keep a close eye on Big Ward. Because Big Ward has been the biggest threat to Big Ward over anybody else. I'd have been shot a couple of times, stabbed, and ain't none of them people was more of a threat to me than me. I'd have been shot, stabbed, clutched, what the old school call clutch, where I got 10 jokers trying to jump on me at one time. Been through all that and worse. And none of that compared to the damage I caused myself. So I don't need to be worried about them boys in Orange Grove Projects that jumped on me. And my homeboy Chris Casson helped bail me out. I ain't got to worry about them boys right now. That is struggle season. Work slow. I don't know how much or when I'm going to make some money. See, right about now, I ain't got to worry about them boys in this situation. I got to worry about me. I got to worry about my thoughts now. Because my mind will take me, Big Boy, you know you know how to move them things. Now, you know you can go make $1,000, $2,000 a day now. Tax-free. Won't nobody know. You can get away with it. You got away with it before, Big Ward. Big Ward for to be 53 years old. So I need to watch. Listen to me. I need to watch this right here. Everybody's struggling. The economy's in the tank. Here I am. Only reason I'm making the video because I'm off. I'm finna go home. I'm through. And it's gonna be like this. I would move on to something else. I've been looking, ain't nothing else. So now Big Ward need to pay attention. What am I thinking? There it is right there. Go get you a couple of them things. You got the money, go get you a couple of them things, Big Ward. You ain't got to worry about this. And at 53 years old, I'll be somewhere in the chain gang, singing. Not snitching singing, but singing them songs. I've been working on the railroad. Because they done sent my ass up the road at almost 53 years old, then got 20 years because I wasn't careful about my choices. Not today, homeboy. I'm careful. I ain't selling a goddamn thing if it ain't legal. I'll find a way. When I get out here, I'm going to do Instacart. If I don't make nothing now, I'll figure out something legal. That won't be a choice I make. Y'all feel me? You get my point? It's them choices. Ain't no need of you locking all the doors, all the locks on your door. Ain't no need of doing that. Ain't no need of you rolling your window when you see them guys in the corner. Locking your doors, grabbing your piece. Ain't no need of doing all that. Because your biggest enemy is in the car with you. When you go in there and lock that door, all them locks, turn the alarm on, the video cameras, you got all that. But who watching you? Because you the one finna fire up that cigarette. You the one got a fifth of vodka in there. You know you're an alcoholic. But you done locked the doors. Burglar bars. Cameras everywhere. And you in there with the killer. You your killer. Be careful of your choices and the decisions you make. Yes, we have outside dangers, but none can compare to you when it comes to destroying you. Be careful with the choices that you make, because you might not bounce back from that one wrong choice. Could be it. No, we're not perfect. We're human. We're going to make bad decisions, make bad choices. But the goal is to limit them as much as possible. Don't do something that you know the consequences to, that you've seen other people suffer through. You might have been through it your damn self. Don't do the shit thinking you're going to get away with it. Don't do it thinking you ain't going to suffer the consequences of everybody else. And you did the same thing, but your mind will tell you you're going to get away with it. It ain't going to happen to you. Be careful around you. Whenever you are around you, be careful. You better watch you. Keep an eye on you. Don't watch Big Ward. Don't watch Pookie and Ray Ray. You better watch yourself before you worry about anybody else. You are your biggest threat. If you don't know, keep living. You will. Get it, got it, good. Bye.